Bagi device-nya sama ya?
Ya, sama device.
Baik, kita akan melakukan gladi resik. Bapak Ibu mohon izin, we will do the rehearsal right now. So please allow us to do the rehearsal. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to begin our rehearsal. The Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia to the Republic of Indonesia, His Excellency Dr. Ademasu Segaye Agideo. The Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia in Addis Ababa, His Excellency Mr. Al-Bushra Basnur, the General Director of Asia Pacific and Africa Foreign Affairs Ministry, State Minister for Economic Diplomacy and Diaspora Affairs, West Java Regional Assistant of Economic and Development, Mr. Taufik Budi Santoso, Chairman of West Java Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Cucu Sutarna, Chairman of Addis Ababa Chamber of Commerce, the Head of West Java Board of Investment and Integrated Licensing, Ms. Noning Komaranengsi, the Head of West Java Trade and Industry, Mr. Arifin Sujayana, the Head of Governmental and Regional Autonomy Bureau, Mr. Dodit Ardian Pancapana, the Head of Economic Bureau, Mr. Beni Bahtiar, Head of Regional Owned Enterprises and Investment, Ms. Igusti Agung Kim Fajar, all invited of business entity from Ethiopia and West Java. Good afternoon, and it is our pleasure to welcome you today on Thursday, 4th March 2021, on the special occasion, Ethiopia, Indonesia, West Java Business Forum 2021. So this is the forum of West Java and Ethiopia business meetings held in order to recover economic condition for both parties in the pandemic era. And focus area of this forum is to stimulate economic on the field of trade, investment, and tourism. And Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please allow me to invite the Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia to the Republic of Indonesia to deliver his remark. His Excellency, Professor Dr. Ademasu Segaye Agideo, the floor is yours. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Now I will greet you with my visual. You can see my visual here. Can you see me clearly? I hope so. So we'll do the rehearsal again before we begin our event at 2 p.m. Jakarta time. So please allow me to do the rehearsal.
Awit Samar. Ndina. Salam na.
sekali yang akan menjadi
kembali koneksi internetnya. Jadi nanti akan ada beberapa sambutan. Mohon izin untuk mengecek kepada orang-orang atau partisipan yang akan memberikan sambutan apakah sudah siap untuk teknisnya. Sambutan yang pertama akan berlangsung dari sini, Bapak Duta Besar akan langsung dari Command Center di sini tentunya. Dilanjutkan dengan sambutan dari Embassy of Ababi Demisie. Jadi apakah sudah terkoneksi? Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, so we'll try to check the connections of the internet today. So there will be like 4 speeches for today's agenda. The first speech will be delivered by the ambassador of the Ethiopia, and then the speech will be delivered by the Ambassador Ababi Demisie, the Director General of Foreign Investment in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ethiopia. So if you have already joined us, please kindly say hi so we can really know that you have joined us today. Is there a representative from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ethiopia? Can you hear my voice? From the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ethiopia, please kindly wave your hand if you are the participant from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ethiopia. I guess we are still waiting. And then the third speech will be delivered by our Governor, Bapak Ridwan Kamil. And the last speech will be delivered by the West Java Chamber of Commerce Chairman, Bapak Cucu Sutarna. Baik, Bapak Cucu Sutarna, apakah sudah bergabung?
Sudah, Mbak. Sudah.
Jawa Barat, apakah sudah bergabung bersama dengan kami?
Sudah,
Baik,
Bu, sudah.
Sudah ada. Baik, Pak Cucu sudah siap ya Pak, nanti sambutan ya Pak ya?
Ya, boleh. Terima kasih, Bu.
Hatur nuhun Pak Cucu.
Mangga, sami-sami, Bu. Ya.
Asik. Nah, Chairman of Cabinet Office Department, President of the Chairman of the Ethiopian Association, Chairman of the Ethiopian Pharmaceutical Association, Agent and of Office of Indonesia, Chairman of the Association, the head of the company, Mr. Mrs.
Get ready to experience a unique culture and enchanted landscape. Timeless traditions that span the generations. Warm smiles always welcome you, where you can relax and be yourself.
I know.
West Java, where the past meets the present. Get ready to experience a unique culture and enchanted landscape. Timeless traditions that span the generations. Warm smiles always welcome you, where you can relax and be yourself. West Java, where the past meets the present. Get ready to experience a unique culture and enchanted landscape. Timeless traditions that span the generations. Warm smiles always welcome you, where you can relax and be yourself. West Java, where the past meets the present.
Bismillah.
Get ready to experience a unique culture and enchanted landscape. Timeless traditions that span the generations. Warm smiles always welcome you, where you can relax and be yourself.
Good morning and afternoon, I mean, because I am so, very excited, so it feels like a morning. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. How are you today? Well, before we begin our event today, please kindly allow me to extend our warmest welcome to the honorable participants, the Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia to the Republic of Indonesia, His Excellency Professor
operating in various international forums. For many years, Ethiopia used to cover Indonesia from its embassy in Seoul, Republic of Korea. In January 2016, Ethiopia opened its embassy in Indonesia. Dear Excellencies and participants, the economic and trade ties between Ethiopia and Indonesia have historically been sporadic and erratic. Among the Southeast Asian countries, the ones showing increasing presence in Ethiopia are Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand. Despite the growing relationship and political commitment that exists between Ethiopia and Indonesia, the result achieved so far both in trade, investment, tourism, and people-to-people relationships have not corresponded with the potential that both countries have. The Embassy of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia in Jakarta believes that concrete measures should be taken in order to strengthen the trade, investment, tourism, and peoples-to-peoples relationships so that the two countries could utilize their potentials for the betterment of their people. In recent years, frequent high-level visits of high officials and experts were being held between the two countries. At the first Indonesia-Africa Forum, which was held in April 2018, the first bilateral consultation forum was established and the air service agreement, which has been signed between the two countries, came to effect. Since then, for example, Ethiopian Airlines is coming 3 times in a week to Indonesia, and also there is cargo, which is coming 4 times in a week to Indonesia. Our cargo is full when flying from Jakarta to Addis Ababa. We hope that the trade and investment relationship between the two countries has been really enhanced significantly because of the commencement of Ethiopian Airlines to the flight of the commencement of Ethiopian Airlines to Jakarta. Several MOUs, including MOU between Chamber of Commerce and Industry of the two countries, were signed. There have been business delegation exchange and B2B matching between Addis Ababa and Jakarta. More than 10 business promotion events and several one-to-one meetings with Indonesian company leaders and CEOs were conducted to promote trade and investment partnership between the two countries. More recently, 2 Ethiopia-Indonesia online business and trade meeting with the participation of 272 companies were successfully accomplished, and today we are conducting now the 3rd online meeting. Dear Excellencies and participants, Ethiopia is now going through a constant multi-phase economic growth and transformation. Ethiopia's improved economic structure, abundant natural resources, affordable and cheap labor, government political commitment for investment, strategic position with proximity to the Middle East and Europe, cheap electricity, duty-free and quota-free access to USA and European markets, along with its excellent climate and fertile soil, remains the country's comparative advantage attracting investors. Market-wise, more than 110 million population and strategic geographical location reaching 3.5 billion population offer a wide market access. The African Continental Free Trade Agreement, a single integrated market by 54 African Union nations, creates a unified customs union to streamline trade and trade on the continent. Dear Excellencies and participants, my government is ready to address any investment request from Indonesian company to create economic interdependence between the two countries and people. It is therefore my sincere belief and expectation that the outcome of this business event will highly equip participants with the required information and techniques necessary to elevate the trade, investment, tourism, and the people-to-people relations of the two countries to the higher level. Finally, I would like to thank His Excellency Mr. Redwan Kamil, Governor of West Java Province, and His Excellency Ambassador Abidi Demisay, Director General of Foreign Investment and Technology Transfer, for their presence and remark in spite of their tight schedule and many preoccupations. Well, finally, also I would like to task all involved from the embassy, from the head office, to make this online forum to happen very successfully. I thank you very much.
Thank you, His Excellency Professor Tanggal for the speech today. And His Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and all participants. Now, this is our pleasure to invite the Ambassador Ababi Demisie, Director General of Foreign Investment in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ethiopia, to deliver his speech. Please welcome.
Thank you, Madam. Good morning from Addis. I think good afternoon in London. And Salamat is here. Your Excellency, Mr. Redwan Kamil, Governor of East Java Province, Excellency Professor Admas Sakai, Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary Ambassador of Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia to Indonesia, participants from Ethiopia, their colleagues, and distinguished participants, respected participants from Indonesia, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great honor to join you virtually from Addis Ababa, and I'm truly honored and delighted today to address this forum on behalf of Her Excellency Terklu, State Minister of Foreign Affairs, on the theme of Ethiopia and Indonesia Business Forum 2021, which I believe is very timely, and I would like to thank and welcome participants from West Java attending this forum. Can you hear me? Do you hear me, sir? Hello. Hello.
There is a technical error. We are not hearing you very well.
Okay.
Can you manage it?
Yeah, I will change my device.
Please.
Until then, I should proceed. Allow me to thank all parties that made today's meeting possible, and the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Embassy of Ethiopia, and the West Java Province. Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello.
Do you hear me now?
Yeah, it's coming now. It's good. Please.
Yeah, thank you very much. And once again, allow me to thank all parties that make today's meeting possible, particularly the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopian Embassy and the West Java Province. Do you know the relation between Ethiopia and Indonesia is long-standing and have enjoyed close bonds of friendship over the last decades? Historic ties between Ethiopia and Indonesia can be traced back to the participation of the Ethiopian delegation on the African Conference in banding in 1955 and cooperation in the non-alignment movement, NAM, which Ethiopia has its only embassy in Jakarta in the ASEAN region, and Indonesia in the only ASEAN members embassy in Addis Ababa, which means vice versa, and thank you for that. And banding the capital city of West Java province has a special place in the historical memory of Africa in general and Ethiopia in particular. Exhibits of a conference are still available. As my ambassador informed me, the Asia and Africa Museum, including the Dasasilla 10 principles written in the Ethiopian alphabet, Amharic. Bandegi is considered as the capital city of Asia and African Partnership, while Addis Ababa is the political capital city of Africa as well. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, today's forum can be seen as the celebration of our historical ties. Nevertheless, more essentially, a commitment to strengthen this long-standing relation to a new level of economic cooperation. I would like to take this opportunity to reactivate the existing relations and connect Indonesia with Ethiopia in the areas of investment, trade, education, tourism, and other possible areas of cooperation. We believe that Ethiopia has a huge and untapped market and investment potential for the Indonesian industry and vice versa. The trade and investment exchange between Ethiopia and Indonesia has been growing substantially over the last few years. However, it has to be strengthened from its current status to exploit the actual potential of the two countries. For this to happen, primarily there should be concerned efforts at the government level, G2G, to reinvigorate the improving trade and investment relations of the two countries. Our two countries begin engaged in updating the contemporary situation of each other, and accelerating image building engagements is resulting in focusing paying to each other. The trade potential between them is enormous, and if culminated, could benefit the two countries significantly. As you know, the trade volume is, particularly from Ethiopia's side, is not significant, so much has to be done to change the situation. The bonding spirit must transcend its political and historical legacies to seriously improve economic relations between the two nation states, and shall continue with accelerated speed and energy. To realize all economic potential, it is important to generate possible economic cooperation through such forums that targets all relevant stakeholders, encompassing government, business, and other private sectors. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, there are few companies just investing in Ethiopia, particularly some Indonesian products like B29 detergent, Indomini, and Sinarlin paper, Serlandine paper are very popular in Ethiopia. Ethiopia market. This shows that Indonesia companies can be successful in doing business in Ethiopia. This is a showcase. Ethiopia has succeeded to achieve double-digit economic growth for about 15 years, and currently its economy has experienced strong broad-based growth with a 6.1% growth rate, mainly due to COVID-19. I wish to underline here that investment and trade are an integral component of this process. Ethiopia is continuously realizing um, it is industrial process, and to submit the demands just to make better and better investment process in Ethiopia. Ethiopia is under again partially liberalized process to open telecom, logistics, and other sectors to foreign investors. To build on its achievement, comprehensive reforms, including the homegrown economic reform, has been launched in 2019. Ethiopia is initiating concrete measures to improving its trade openness and reckoning Indonesia as economic partner. Ethiopia has given special focus to investments in agriculture, manufacturing, tourism, and digital economy, which mainly embedded information communication, technology, and mining, and others with a view to transforming the structure of the economy. It is my sincere hope that this forum will be instrumental to further explore the available investment and trade opportunities in both sides. In both sides, West Java being the biggest province in Indonesia and the trade ally of Ethiopia, I look forward to see this forum make a huge difference in our future trade, tourism, investment, and overall relationship. Let me conclude by inviting you to come and invest in Ethiopia. I think my ambassador, he already said all the potential and the government of, the commitment of the government. And so His Excellency, in collaboration with Indonesian friends, will closely follow up outcomes of the forum and make sure our society benefited. Thank you. And Terima kasih. Thank you in Indonesia, I think. Wish you success again in your deliberation. I thank you.
Well, thank you, the Ambassador Ababidemisi, for the speech. Sama-sama, Bapak, terima kasih. And distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all participants, now we'd like to present to you the speech of our Governor of West Java, Bapak Muhammad Ridwan Kamil.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon and peace be upon all of us. On behalf of the West Java people, please allow me to convey a warm greeting to all participants of Ethiopia Indonesia West Java Business Forum 2021. I hope this event will build a positive impact for our friendship relationship between Indonesia, especially West Java and Ethiopia. I would like to take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude and high appreciations to Ethiopian Embassy in Jakarta for their for their initiative to hold business matching with our West Java businesses amid this pandemic COVID-19. Recovering the economy and increasing export, especially this current pandemic, is something very big and challenging. Therefore, a synergy between each party is absolutely necessary. Distinguished guests and gentlemen, in this opportunity, please allow me to give you a glance of West Java profile. In terms of demography, we are the biggest population in Indonesia, almost 50 million people. And 70% of this population is at productive age. Such a strategic location because West Java is located proximity to the capital of Jakarta. This makes West Java the driver of Indonesia economy. West Java also is very beautiful, so we have so many beautiful landscape. Therefore, ecotourism is our strength. We have also potential marine tourism forest, mountain, karst, lake, waterfall, and many more. It also comprises a very high and diverse cultures and also heritage in each region within the West Java. We agree this year is very tough for all of us. Most of the country is still struggling with COVID-19 pandemic, no exception for Indonesia. And as the largest economy in Indonesia, West Java is also affected by this COVID-19. But I believe we have several advantages for potential investor. West Java is always the best in terms of infrastructures. We have many world-class toll road, airport, the biggest seaport, utilities, waste treatment, and world-class data center. We envision West Java to be the data and technology-driven digital province pursue with more responsive, adaptive, and innovative public services and decision-making process. West Java also has several strong points for potential investor to do what we call public-private infrastructures. We have several projects that would like to engage with this PPP model. We have tax incentive will be given to the new investor in pioneering industry and many more. West Java also qualified, West Java also has a qualified labor force. We are surveyed as number one, the most productive human capital labor in Indonesia. Combined with good infrastructure, this is what makes West Java the best place to engage business and invest. We are number one in terms of exporting in Indonesia. We are also the number one in terms of investment realization in Indonesia, and therefore we are hoping our relationship can further strengthen the economy of West Java and also Ethiopia. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, West Java will expand northeastern part into a new industrial and cities area, a new motor economic growth in the northeastern region of West Java based on industrial development. We call it the Golden Triangle. The metropolitan of Urbana consists of the city of Cirebon, representing the region, Patimban, the biggest seaport in Indonesia, and Kertajati, our new airport. So this region will become the future of West Java. We need to build many things from infrastructures, utilities, energies, and many more. This area will be home to all industries of the future. So we hope Ethiopian businesses can engage to our Rabana area. West Java also will finish our high-speed train, the first in Southeast Asia, to complement our quality infrastructures. Amazon already built the data center for Asia Pacific services. CPC with tens of billion US dollar is building the petrochemical projects also in that area. So many things. So we hope you will find this event very useful and fruitful, and I'm hoping this forum will run smoothly, productive, and please still keep our health protocol intact and hope we have a wonderful event. Thank you very much.
Well, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, that is the speech from our governor, Bapak Muhammad Ridwan Kamil. And now this is the time for us to pay attention to the speech that will be delivered by the chairman of West Java Chamber of Commerce, Bapak Cucu Sutara. The time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, Sampurasun. Dear Governor of West Java, Dr. Muhammad Ridwan Kamil, STMT, Ethiopian Ambassador, Ethiopian Foreign Minister, Chairman of Kadin Addis Ababa, Tourism of Chair of Ethiopia, Chairman of the Ethiopian Leather Association, Chairman of the Ethiopian Pharmaceutical Supplier Agent, Head of Office SKPD West Java, Chairman of the Association in West Java, the head of the company, Mr. Miss, whom we respect. Let us for a moment say praise of gratitude for the presence of God, because with His permission we can all gather in a healthy state. Previously, I would like to express my appreciation for the time and opportunity for me to deliver a few words as the chairman of the West Java Chamber of Commerce. In connecting with the implementation of the vision of West Java Chamber of Commerce, this is making West Java Chamber of Commerce a home with entrepreneurs and contributing significantly to the economic growth of West Java, especially in the context of the recovery and revival of the business world in West Java, also to support the vision of the governor, that is the realization of West Java, inner-born champion with synergy, innovation, dan collaboration. The current management of Kadin West Java must be able to answer the challenge of the business world and the expectation of all Kadin members. It is not something that is easy and easy to build a new paradigm that can be implemented in the works program of the governing council itself. That is also our wish. The current board of directors of implement real programs to improve a conducive business climate through strengthening regional CCI, by increasing regional competitiveness through entrepreneur development and local potential. To accept this, CCI hope to establish synergy and become a historical partner of the government for the development of the business world in the context of accelerating the recovery of the Indonesian economy, especially in West Java. In addition, do not forget to convey our apology if the implementation of the programs there are things that are not pleasing and are not in accordance with the expectation all of you. Hopefully, on another occasion, we can carry a better and patterns organizational, conditional activity so as to be able to make a positive contribution and inner satisfaction of all parties. In the end, hopefully, this event will produce strategic step for the progress of the CCI organization and can provide space for prosperity for SME, entrepreneurs, and society in general. Last but not least, thank you so much for your nice attention. I am very sorry for any word that are mistaken and unpleasing. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sampurasun.
Rampes, Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Bapak Cucu Sutara for the speech today. And distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and all participants, now this is the time for the presentation and discussion session. And the session will be led by our moderator. Please welcome Mr. Vicky Susanto.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Ethiopia, Indonesia, West Java Business Forum 2021. My name is Vicky Susanto. I'm here on behalf of the Indonesian Young Entrepreneur Association of West Java, as known as HIPMI Jawa Barat. Will be your moderator of the day. Before we start the presentation, I would like to give a warm welcome to our guest of honor, Ethiopian Ambassador to Indonesia, His Excellency, Mr. Atnasu Segaye. Ambassador Ababi Demisie, Director General of Foreign Investment in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Governor of West Java Province, Mr. Ridwan Kamil. Chairman of Kadin, Mr. Cucu Sutara. West Java Regional Assistant of Economic and Development, Mr. Taufik Budi Santoso. And Head of West Java Board of Investment and Integrated Licensing, Ms. Noneng Komara. As well as all of the other distinguished guests, and of course, dear participants on Zoom. And Kwan Denamatah, Mr. Ambassador.
Thank you.
With that remarks from Kadin, we shall start the presentation of Ethiopia Indonesia West Java Business Forum. The first opening presentation will be by Ethiopian Investment Commission, Ms. Iris Biguse. The stage is yours. To Ms. Iris Biguse. From the Ethiopian Investment Commission.
Hello?
Yeah, can you check whether she's
She will
joined the
come
meeting or
later.
not?
All right, no problem. We shall continue for the next presentation by Addis Ababa Chamber of Commerce and Sectorial Associario, Mr. Abraham Halamaram.
Hello?
The time is yours.
Hello?
Okay, can you hear me? This is Abraham.
Yes, continue, please, Cyril.
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank all the participants in this forum and the one who has organized the Ethiopia-Indonesia Business Forum. So today we are going to look at the opportunities which are available in Ethiopia for the Indonesian investors, both in trade and investment areas. So let me go to the few factors. Ethiopia, as you know, it is a federal democratic republic. It is a federal state. Its population is estimated to be 110 million. It's more than 110 million. Its capital city is Addis Ababa. Roughly the total area of the nation is twice the size of France, and it's a membership for international organizations like UN, United Nations, and it is also a member of African Union, and it's also a member of COMESA, Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa. To just give you some highlight about the main export items of Ethiopia, oilseeds, pulses, gold, coffee, flowers, chat, and oilseeds are some of the items that Ethiopia mainly export to the other part of the world. And its official language is Amharic, and English is also widely spoken. It is situated in the Horn of Africa, and its major neighbors or its boundaries. It has boundary with Kenya, and Djibouti, Somalia, Eritrea, Sudan, and South Sudan. My presentation mainly focuses on the spice export. I'm going to look at the global situations, and I will see specifically the Ethiopian spice export situation and so on. And today's presentation from the Addis Ababa Chamber of Commerce mainly focuses on the export of spice and horticulture, which means about flower and vegetables and fruits. To begin with the Ethiopia's spice export, I'm going to look at the world or global situation. Are you following me?
Yes, yes, please.
Okay. The total world production of spice and herbs in 2019 was nearly 13 million tons. There is estimation is going to grow by 4.3% when we compare it to 2018, which means preceding year. Its volume on average annually it will increase by 4% over the last 12 years. With regard to the consumption of these spices, we can get India, the biggest consumer of the spice, followed by Indonesia and Bangladesh as well. And Ethiopia is also one of the biggest consumer of spice. There is some literatures which shows the world average per capita consumption of spice was estimated to be at 1.69 kg per person. When we see production by country, the biggest producer is India. Naturally, it's also a biggest consumer, followed by China, and the third one is Indonesia. And there is an understanding among the spice industry that India is specialized in cloves, China in ginger, Vietnam in pepper, Indonesia in nut gum and cinnamon. Ethiopia's major products, we can say by rank, ginger is the first one. It's followed by hot pepper, fenugreek, and kororima. These are the ranks of the Ethiopian spices. When we see the seeds of spice like coriander, cumin, yeah. In Ethiopia, the globally highly traded spices are cinnamon and cardamom. However, there are many studies suggest that the country has suitable agroecologies for production of high quality of these spices. With regard to the productivity of these spices in Ethiopia, you may get 44 quintal per hectare for ginger. You may get 24 quintal per hectare for turmeric. Caspix 14 quintal per hectare. Gan Greek 4, which means 12 quintal per hectare. Thus, we can say there is a chance of getting good production of these items if we are the chance to engage in commercial farming. I'm going to just brief you regarding the farmers who are producing these spices. They are smallholder farmers, but there is a chance to commercialize it. And Ethiopians, there are some indigenous spices like long pepper and kororima, which are highly productive with 20 quintal per hectare for long pepper, and kororima 12 quintal per hectare. So there is ample opportunity to cultivate these items. With regard to the total number of exporters and producers involved in the spice, herbs, and aromatic sector in Ethiopia, it really varies depending upon the market condition in the international as well as local market. But according to the data that we secure from the Ministry of Trade, around 253 up to 328 producers and traders are engaged in the trade and processing of spices and herbs. As I have said previously, the production of spice in Ethiopia is mainly by smallholder farmers. There is no much commercial farming, so that you can sense the opportunity in this area to engage, as there is huge demand in the international market for spices, while there is limited supply. There is a great opportunity to engage in this area. When we see the Ethiopia's spice export in 2018, it's not a big amount. It's very small, but it's growing. It's growing. It's around 5 million USD. When we compare the export size of spice in relation to the total export volume of the nation, it is around 1.1%. So much has to be done in this area. One of the reason is about 90% of the spice produced in the country is locally consumed. So you can see the export volume when you compare with the other East Asian countries like India, China, Vietnam, Indonesia, and Sri Lanka. It's very small, but there is high production in Ethiopia. There is a chance to commercialize these spices to the world market. And as we have seen previously, Indonesia is one of the highest consumer of spices next to India. So we can embark the trade relationship between these two nations in this particular product. Ethiopia's leading spice exporters are ginger, cumin, turmeric, cumin or pepper, we call it, and the biggest one is ginger. Among others, there are expensive spices of Ethiopia for export are like we call it kororima, cardamom, clove, we call it in Ethiopian qurunfud, fenugreek, abish. These are expensive spices. So this is the next point is to show you the world spice export. In terms of volume, it is declining. You can see there is supply shortage in the world market for these spices. So the agricultural condition, agroeconomy, and the government's incentive, these all things would help people to invest in this area. And the market is available in the international arena, we can say. As seen the volume, as we have seen in the previous chart, there is a drop in the spice export.
Mr. Abraham, your time is 2 minutes left.
Okay, I will go. Okay, and the major Ethiopian buyers of these spices are, as you can see, some even Indonesia is also one of the buyer. Then I will go directly to the flower sector. I will go to the flower sector. In Ethiopia, as I have said before, there is suitable environment for the horticulture business, and the government is providing income tax exemptions ranging from 5 to 10 years. There is 100% exemptions for payment of custom duties, and there is also a privilege for bonded warehouse and for factories and manufacturers. As you can see, the export volume of the flower horticulture, it is increasing. Starting from 2002, now it reached to 450 million in 2020. It's record high value of horticulture export from Ethiopia to the rest of the world. The major buyers are Netherlands and Germany, UAE, Saudi Arabia, and the like. And our ambassador, Professor Admasu, has highlighted about the role of Ethiopian Airlines in connecting these two countries. There is 4 destinations, 4 cargo shipments per week, so that there is ample opportunity to engage in this horticulture industry in Ethiopia. That's all. Just to give you the colorful flowers of Ethiopia. I thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Abraham. Your time is up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. It is interesting to know that Ethiopia exports flower to European countries. Next on stage, we will have Ms. Ierus Nikuse from Ethiopian Investment Commission. Please welcome to the stage.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Yeah, your time is 10 minutes from now.
Hello. Share.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Yerus, please speak out.
Hello. Hi, I'm Yarus from Ethiopian Investment Commission. I have a presentation to new investors, and the general economic growth and investment performance with an unimpressive and growing FDI regional performance. One of the world's fastest growing economy, we have the investment to GDP rational has averaged 35.5% over the last 5 years. Fourfold increase in FDI flow over the last 5 years, from $1 billion USD to more than 4.2 billion USD. Much of increase FDI inflow is attributable to investment in light manufacturing in Ethiopia, investment parks, industry parks. As one of the largest recipients of FDI in Africa, Ethiopia has attracted several global brands, highlighting opportunities. We have Huawei and Unilever, and more than that, more than this number of brands we have. And investment area moving from positive to negative listing. And reserved for, there are 3 types of investment area: reserved for joint investment with government, joint investment with domestic investors, reserved for domestic investors. The first one is reserved for joint investment with government, manufacturing of weapons, ammunition, and explosive, import and export of electric energy, international air transport services, bus rapid transit, postal service exclusive curious service, joint investment with domestic investors, freight and forward and shipping agencies. More than this number of investment joint with the domestic investors, there are 32 type of investment sectors reserved for only domestic investor. Without these investment sectors, the foreign direct investors are welcome to Ethiopia. And the next one is strategic and reformed target investment in priority sector are being promoted. The priority sectors are textile and apparel, leather and leather products, pharmaceutical, agro-processing, tourism, ICT and mining, energy. The other one is newly opened priority sectors are transport, freight and cold chain, railway, cable, health, management, consulting, advertisement and promoting services, electronic commerce, wholesale. With the strategic And the next session is investment priority sectors, manufacturing sector. The first one is textile and apparel. This one is booming industry that grew sevenfold since 2008 with 3 million hectares of land suitable for cotton production. There are opportunities in this sector. Opportunities, commercial cotton production, textile manufacturing. This one is gaining, spinning, weaving, and knitting, dyeing, printing. From garment manufacturing, trimming manufacturing. From this, zippers, buttons, and decoring the garment products. The second one is from the manufacturing sector, laser and laser products. Ethiopia accounts for 2.5% of working livestock population with 57.83 million cattle, 28.04 million sheep, and 28.61 million heads of goats. Every year, the nation produces 5 million tons of heads, 80.1 million tons of sheeping skin, and 7.5 million tons of goat skins. There is opportunities from laser and laser products, opportunities tying of heads and skins, leather garments, footwear, accessories, gloves, and handbags. The next one is pharmaceutical. Pharmaceutical has potential to serve as an export hub for the more than $20 billion pharmaceutical market in Africa. High local demand, only a few local manufacturers cover more than 20% of the demand, with its pharma market expected to grow by 50% annually. There are opportunities from pharmaceutical sector, finished pharmaceutical products, genetic drugs, and the fourth one is agro processing and horticulture. Abundant national resources rich in Ethiopia. Arable lands, agro and climate zone. Agro processing sector grow at 60%. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, we are hearing you now.
Okay.
But the noise behind, so can you manage the noise behind?
Now?
Yeah, please continue.
Okay. Agro processing sector grow at 60%, and with an increasing local demand for processing foods. Fourth largest non-European exporter to the European cutting flour market, and the second largest flour exporter from Africa. Opportunities, there are opportunities from agro processing and horticulture, fruit, vegetable, fruit crop, juice, tomato, poultry, dry and red meats, cereal, barley, wheat, maize, oil seeds, industrial crop, sugar, coffee, floriculture, herbs. These are the opportunities from agro processing and horticulture. The second investment priority sectors are service sector. From this, tourism and ICT. From tourism, origin of mankind and one of the oldest civilization, home to several cultural and historical heritage sites, 9 of which are including in the UNESCO list of World Heritage. As political capital of Africa, Addis Ababa bring high representation of international and regional organizations. From ICT, government of Ethiopia focus on building an inclusive digital economy. key in creating an enabling environment, creating industrial innovation. There are opportunities from ICT sector, IT applications, e-commerce, infrastructure, IT equipment manufacturing. And the other one is energy and mining. From energy, low electric access provides opportunity for off-grid solution. Over 95% rural areas and over 40.3 million households are without the access to power. Rapidly growing electricity demand at 30 up to 35% annually. There are opportunities from energy sector, power generation, off-grid solution, renewable energy sources. From mining sector, only producer of opal in Africa, and emerging country for oil and the natural gas exploration. There are opportunities for mining sectors, mining potential for gold, potash, and platinum, opal, iron, titanium, and marble, granite, limestone. There is a question from you. Why business in Ethiopia? Growing and a dynamic economy. We have active labor force, abundant natural resource, geographic advantage, and conducting and enabling environment, a strong and economic government support, tailored incentive, specialized in industry parks, infrastructure. Growing in the dynamic economic, abundant natural resources, active trainable labor force, more than 54 million labor force, fastest growing economy with annual GDP growth rates of 9.8%, geographical proximity to Europe, USA, Middle East, and Asia.
Your growth is in
Miss Yerus, your time is 1 minute 30 seconds left. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. There are tailored incentive and supporters, fiscal incentive and non-fiscal incentive and other supporters, income tax exemption, custom tax exemption, low carry forward, fully export duty exemption. From non-fiscal exemption, guarantee against expiration, guarantee for reputation of funds, custom facilitation through bond export factory and similar other scheme, relaxed in the industry parks, land region. Other supporters, once we give you one-stop shop service, expanding procedure for securing visa, work permit, and the certificate of residence, facilitation of market linkage. We have suitable infrastructures and road, air transport, cargo. These are infrastructures, and electricity and sustainable infrastructure, specialized industry parks. We plan 27 industry parks, from 50 from government industry parks, 7 privatized industry parks. Focus on industry parks located along strategic economic corridors connected to ports by electric-driven railways, lines, and asphalt roads. Proximity to high labor force pool, ready for plug and play, occupied with all the necessary infrastructure, tailored fiscal and non-fiscal incentives, strong government supporters, industry park facilitation, one-stop shop service, including processing and issuing of permit, license, registration, and certificates, agreements, tax identification numbers, customs clearance, banking and service, dedicated power substation, waste treatment facilities, commercial building. Hello?
Your time is up.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Yerus, for explaining the investment opportunity in Ethiopia. We have known that There is so much things to invest there, and we hope with this business matching event, there will be a investor going to Ethiopia. After that, next we have a presentation from Mr. Taufik Budi Santoso from West Java Regional Assistant of Economic and Development. The time is 10 minutes for Mr. Taufik. Please.
Yes, thank you very much. Good afternoon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat sore, Sampurasun. First of all, I would like to give warm welcome to Your Excellency, Mr. Atmasu Segaye, the Republic of Ethiopia Ambassador for Indonesia, and also to Ibu Noleng, the head of investment agency of West Java, and also all distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Let me share my presentation first. Sorry. Yes. Yes, this is my presentation. So let's warm welcome to this important event, business matching between Republic of Ethiopia and West Java, which held online from West Java Provincial Office in Bandung, City of Asia, Africa. Hopefully, this event will enhance the relationship between West Java Province and the Republic of Ethiopia in the trade, investment, and tourism sectors, and especially in community relation. So first of all, like Excellency Mr. Governor mentioned before, let me give you an introduction to our province. West Java Province is located in Java Island, and one of our neighbor province is Jakarta as a capital city of Indonesia. So West Java has the most populous province in Indonesia. A total population reached 49.93 million people in 2020, with 70% of the total population are in productive age. West Java also has the most extensive industrial zone in Indonesia, with more than 60% contribute to the national level. In strategic location makes the region has the strong role and makes its contribution to the national economy of growth. Due to the global pandemic, West Java economic growth slowed down, but still in line with national growth, which is minus 2.39%. And to recover from this, West Java government has focused on managing the impact of pandemic in health sector, including vaccination, which started last February 2021, I'm sorry. On the other hand, we are doing the economic rescue and recovery to reduce the number of poverty through creating more jobs and also increasing government expenditure for social safety net. Even though we are facing the economic contraction, West Java still holds the #1 investment realization in 2020. With the highest investment realization in Indonesia, the total investment realization reached $8.3 billion in 2020, with creation more than 113,000 new jobs. The top 5 sectors of investment are construction, and then transportation, warehouse and telecommunication, housing, industrial estate and office building, electricity, gas and water supply, and automotive and transportation industry. And West Java foreign direct investment is the highest in Indonesia, like Mr. Governor mentioned before, reached 16.7% of total FDI, or foreign direct investment in Indonesia. The top 5 investor countries are China, the Netherlands, Singapore, South Korea, and Japan. The top 10 investment realization in 2020 are Indonesian fast train, Hyundai Motor Automotive Industry, the Tollways project, power plant project, telecommunication project, seaport, and others projects. Based on ICOR analysis, investing in West Java is more efficient compared to other provinces in the last 5 years. West Java is also supported by the best infrastructure such as toll road, airport, seaport, electricity, and big data center. Productive labor force from a world-class higher education, sizable potential market with a growing number of middle-class households, and also abundant natural resources that support industrial zone with various products. In terms of investment in the future development, the West Java government also encouraged the new national economic growth in the eastern part of West Java. We call it the Rebana Metropolitan Region. This region consists of 13 new industrial cities as a special economic zone. And there will be incentive for investment and doing the business. With a total area of about 43.9 thousand hectares, the toll road, the railway, high-speed train, and many new industrial cities will in place in this new metropolitan. And with many state-owned company and private sector, investors are welcome to be a tenant or joint developer in this new economic region. Let me proceed to West Java tourism potential sectors. There are 1,000 natural tourism and more than 400 culture tourism destinations in West Java. There are more than 500 tour guides company ready to serve tourists with annual event consists of cultural, culinary, sport, music, fashion, and MICE. More than 3.5 million overseas tourists and 60 million domestic tourists coming to visit West Java each year. This figure shows 108 favorite tourist attractions in West Java, from beaches for you to serve and enjoy the beautiful sunset scenery at Pelabuhan Ratu, to a mountain and craters and the hot spring at Tangkuban Perahu volcano. West Java is surrounded by a long coastline, seas, mountains, forests, and a river that makes this region rich in natural beauties. Here are some of the must-see places in West Java. First is Ciletuh. Pelabuhan Ratu is the latest geopark in West Java, which was awarded as a global geopark by UNESCO, located in Sukabumi Regency. In this geopark, tourists could refresh in a waterfall or even take a stroll alongside the beach. Beside the mainstream tourism place, West Java also has many adventure spots to visit and immerse in high adrenaline tourism, such as paragliding, diving and snorkeling, climbing, surfing, and also boat rafting. In terms of creative economics, West Java consists of 1.5 million business units, the most contributor to Indonesia export growth, and supported by around 3.8 million creative economics labor, making it the first and the most progressive province in the creative economy in Indonesia. Now, let me give the information related the trade condition and opportunity between Indonesia and West Java with Ethiopia. West Java trade performance was still positive in 2020. Export performance increased 19.63% with the value of $2.67 billion. The highest contributors are the industrial sector, oil and gas, and agriculture. While import in performance also shows a value of $0.94 billion, most of the imported goods are raw material and consumption goods. The export-import rate between Indonesia and Ethiopia, based on the Indonesia Ministry of Trade and Trade Statistic by IMF, Indonesia is the #1 Asian country of Ethiopia's export partner, ranked 13 of Ethiopia's leading export partner country, and ranked 8 of Ethiopia top import partner countries. In 2020, bilateral trade between two countries reached 59.78 million US dollar, with 36.47 million export US dollar and 23.3 million US dollar import by Indonesia. If we elaborate West Java export to Ethiopia in 2015 until 2020, it still increased by 37.57%. Top 6 primary export commodities such as paper, food, textile, machine, electrical equipment, and pharmaceutical product. These are the details of export between West Java and Ethiopia for 2015 until 2020, provided by the Indonesia Ministry of Trade. In 2020, 3.4 million US dollar trade was being made to paper and 493,000 US dollar trade for pharmaceutical items, sitting in the 6th place. The next is existing list of exporters from West Java to Ethiopia. Hopefully, with this business matching, a new trade line will increase the two region benefits. Next map. So the main product was exported to Ethiopia based on the place of origin of municipality and regency in West Java. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, finally, I would like to thank participants for attending this event. If there is anything that you would like to ask, please feel free to connect to one of our team. I hope this event will give you a clear understanding of the investment, tourism, and trade condition and opportunities. Moreover, I hope that it will increase relation, collaboration, and cooperation between Ethiopia and West Java province. And also we can do preparing the opportunity of direct flight from Ethiopia, Addis Ababa to Kertajati, our international airport. Thank you very much. Amesek Nalehu. God bless you all and stay healthy. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Taufik, for your time. It's very good insight that we know that 60 million US dollar is exchanged between Ethiopia and Indonesia. And we hope with this business matching, we can increase the revenue more and more. After that, we have another presentation from Ethiopian Pharmaceutical Supply Agency and Ethiopia Food and Drug Authority. Mr. Solomon Nikuse, Deputy Director of Ethiopia Pharmacy. Your time is 5 minutes. You may start your presentation.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm glad presenting the pharmaceutical business opportunities and IPSA's operation in light of investment in pharmaceutical center. My presentation resides on introduction as IPSA as a procurement pharmaceutical agency and operation in supply chain. And I would like to pinpoint some national procurement volume and the supply base and sourcing strategy as a potential for investment. And finally, I will go through the incentive for investment in Ethiopia, particular to the pharmaceutical industries. We do have a vision to be the most responsible and efficient by 2030. It seems ambitious but achievable working with global partners like you. And we do have a mission to reach the unreached. Now, coming to who IPSA is. IPSA is established in 2007 as a public institution to procure and supply pharmaceuticals. It's a big public procuring agency of pharmaceutical, having a central office in Addis and have 18 hubs across the country. And it is guided by the strategic plan. Now, as a milestone, we we are having a 5 hierarchical level, but now we just reduce it to 3 from the center to have and to address more than 4,000 health facilities. We also procure and distribute vaccine for our health facilities and pharmaceuticals. Now we execute from the quantification to distribution and having a distribution capacity, a warehousing capacity of nearly 500 million cubic meter in over the 18 branches and the center. And it's a big procuring agency, as I've said. From the item that we are procuring and distributing, the lion's share, 65% goes to the pharmaceuticals, and the rest are medical supplies, medical equipments, and chemical reagents. Now, when we come to the procurement volume that we are executing as a big agency, now it is highly increasing. Now, the increasing of the pharmaceutical procurement is increasing rate of 15 to 25%. Now, this year we were procuring about $500 million US. Now, the procurement proportion of the foreign and local pharmaceutical is about 20 to 80%. Therefore, we are importing more than 80% of our products from abroad, and it's only less than 20% that we are going to produce in-house. Please, are you hearing me? Are you hearing me?
Semuanya duluan ya. Iya.
May I proceed? Sorry, may I proceed?
Yes, sure. You can continue, Mr.
Okay, thank you. Now, coming to the procurement of pharmaceutical in Ethiopia, the local sourcing is the basic concern because, as I've said before, we only have a 20% proportion which is manufactured in-house. Now, therefore, we have the reforming strategy from purchasing to sourcing, from global sourcing. Now, from local market, as I've already said, about less than 20% of annual procurement of IPSA is internally produced in the country. And in most cases, international competitive bid we follow is more than 80%. Now, so as to sustain our availability of products for public facilities in private sector, we follow a framework agreement, and we are working toward a strategic partnership with potential suppliers and manufacturers in the country. When I come to the technical qualification, the requirement to import to Ethiopia is the first is to comply with the requirement which is set by Ethiopian Food and Drug Authority, which is going to present their following this presentation. And if some of the partners are not complying with FDA, they're expected to comply with SRA and WHO qualification and GMP or good manufacturing certification. Now, when I come to the supply base, which is as a challenge for us, but it's a good opportunity for investment in Ethiopia, is our supply base is very narrow. We are managing about 1,024 medical products. For those, only 21% of these products having supply base more than 4 suppliers. Therefore, 79% of products that we are procuring has got only less than 4 suppliers, which are registered by EFDA. When I come to the sourcing strategy that we follow literally the basic types of sourcing. We just execute international competitive bidding, the national competitive bidding, and the common bidding processes. With condition of use depends on the threshold and the complexity of the goods and the availability at the health facility. When I come to the point of incentive package, in the pharmaceutical industries, there is a special support, as the previous presenter has already said. There is a special support by the Investment Commission and Association of Manufacturers. and there is the land plot acquisition with easy processes, and there is special procurement package which is in place for locally procured items. Only local manufacturers participate, and there is a regional coordinated procurement, and also there is a pooled procurement. We can, which is a good opportunity for manufacturers and importers here. And there is a high demand of pharmaceuticals. When I come to the financial support, there is a 30% advance payment and for local manufacturers and 70% support from the bank. And there is a price protection for local manufacturers. The 25 price protection, they can enjoy 25% price protection. Therefore, there is we do have a plan. Previously in 2015, we are having 20% of local manufacturer share. We were having 50% to increase to 50% and to just to increase to 25 to 60%. But currently still it is less than 20%. There is a good opportunity to invest here in Ethiopia. The Investment Commission prioritizes pharmaceutical industry. Therefore, pharmaceutical industry park is undergoing currently. Therefore, there is a huge increase in pharmaceutical industries. There is relatively a cheaper labor cost for you to invest, and there's attractive incentive, as I've already pinpointed before, incentive package for local manufacturers, and there is a high demand. There are more than 4,000 public health facilities serving greater than 100 million Ethiopian population, and there is potential for pool procurement for the region in East Africa. Finally, I would like to just to tell you a summary of our direction that we are going. In 20, we do have a 10-year plan. Now we are building a core competency in supply chain management and fixing the basics and create good customer service. In 2023 to 25, there is a Horizon 2, delivering better customer service and drive revenue growth to go for financial sustainability. And at the end of 2030, we have a plan to be a world-class customer experience and operational excellencies with financial sustainability. Thank you very much. And we are all set to welcome you with hot Ethiopian hospitality, with great love and care to Indonesians and all over the world. And finally, I would like to say you come and invest in the land of peace and human origin. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Solomon. After that, we have a following presentation from Ethiopia Food and Drug Authority, Mr. Abdullah. The time is 5 minutes. Start from now. Is Mr. Abdullah available? Mr. Abdullah? All right. After that, we have a presentation by West Java Pharma Company, Mr. Hendra from PT Bio Pharma. Your time is 10 minutes from now. Is Mr. Hendra available?
Mohon rawat, saya Iko dari Bio Pharma.
Yes.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat siang, sampurasun, salam sejahtera. Good day to His Excellency Prof. Adimasu Sebae, Ambassador of Ethiopia, and all distinguished gentlemen. Without further ado, I would like to share our presentation about biopharma. First, I would like to inform you about the biopharma as a company, and currently we are also as a holding. So we've been more than 100 years established, and then our employee about 1,300 employees, and we are a knowledge-based R&D company. Currently, we are a holding, so we also have pharmaceutical products and herbal products, who is Kimia Pharma, who is in charge for the products, and diagnostic, medical tools, that is in charge to Indo Pharma, PT Indo Pharma. While biopharma is most of our products are WHO preclinical, for example, like TDP, DTTT, polio, measles, hepatitis B, and pentavalent vaccine. Also, our roles and experience in the international forum, of course, we've been actively involving in World Health Organization program, including UNICEF and PAHO for America region. Also for Islamic world, we actively involved in ISDB and OIC. So these are the involvement of biopharma in the international world. That is including Gavi Alliance, Pasteur Institute, and Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. We've been exporting to more than 140 countries. To break down, we exported both bilateral, and the other export is through UNICEF or PAHO, like I already mentioned before, but mostly through UNICEF. So that is including export to Ethiopia. Our vaccine has been exported to Ethiopia mostly through UNICEF. As you can see, these are products. Basically, it has been categorized into two categories. First is the finished product on the left, and the intermediate products. Intermediate products is to be exported and then later on to be formulated, filled, and finished by the manufacturer in the country of destination. These are the receiver of our intermediate products. We have our partners in Argentina, Myanmar, Thailand, India, and Bangladesh. Hopefully, in the future, we can have collaboration with Ethiopia for the bulk manufacturing. Okay, this is the advantage of our future collaboration. So, biopharma is verified by WHO, and then Indonesian NRA or Badan POM is fully functional, complying with WHO 6 functional NRA elements. So, and then biopharma has supplied, as I mentioned before, to more than 140 countries. We are experienced and expertise on production process, also pharmacovigilance and adverse events following immunization. Hopefully, with Ethiopia, we will have collaboration for the short term. Of course, we will export the finished product to Ethiopia. I'm glad that our partners in Ethiopia from Jumana Pharma is also attending this business meeting, Mr. Mubarak Dia. But in the middle term and long term, we hope that we can collaborate more deeply into the transfer technology for downstream process formulation, filling, and packaging, and establish an infrastructure in Ethiopia. There is our aim for collaboration with Ethiopia. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Hendra from Biopharma. Biopharma is a state-owned enterprise company based in Bandung, which produce vaccine and already import to 140 countries. I believe this will be a great opportunity for Ethiopia country and Biopharma to expand their relationship together. After that, we have another presentation from Ethiopian Leather Industry Association, Mr. Asefa Getnet. Is Mr. Asefa available? From Ethiopian Leather Industry Association. Mr. Asefa is on screen.
Nasfan is representing Asafa, will be coming soon. Asafa. Can I proceed? I'm just representing Elia.
Mr. Masfin, you want to be the representative?
Yes. Yes.
All right, sure.
Asafa will come soon. Asafa will come soon. Okay. Just a few introduction about the potential. Some presentation on that. I'm just continue now. Okay. Are you following me?
Yes, yes, I'm following you, Mr.
Yes, yes. Presentation is okay. Let's start from global laser industry overview. Laser industry is one of the oldest manufacturing sector. The raw material used in laser industry is derived from the livestock or animal farming industry, then being put through several processes, including canning and finishing activity. The laser and laser goods are the most widely traded commodities in global export. The laser and laser product industry plays a prominent role in the world economy. Following this, today, laser is still one of the most luxury materials that are used to produce a wide range of high-end products such as laser footwear, laser bags, laser garments, and so on. The global laser goods market size was valued at US $414.0 billion in 2017. It is expected to reach $629.65 billion by 2025. This data representing the strong figure compounded annual growth rate over 5.4 during the forecasting period. Following this data, world hide and skin production is estimated about 1.3 billion pieces. Africa's share is 14% out of this. Livestock is 3.5 billion in the world. Africa's share is 26.32%. If you look, Ethiopia has abundant and available laser raw materials. You can just, it is already displayed in a histogram. The livestock population of Ethiopia contributes nearly 3% of the global stock. If you see, cattle is 56%, gold 26.5%, 26.5 million, sorry, and sheep million.
Mr. Masfin? Mr. Masfin, are you with us? I think the connection is not good on your side. I think we shall continue, move on first to the Mr. Rizal from Indonesia Textile Association. Is Mr. Rizal available?
Yes,
and we
I'm
shall,
here.
after this, we shall go back to Mr. Masvin. Mr. Rizal is from API, Indonesia Textile Association. Please start your presentation.
Oke, thank you. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Ridwan Kamil as the governor of West Java Province for the chance given to Indonesian Textile Association to deliver our presentation. Introduce my name is Rizal Tanzil Rahman. I am an executive secretary of the Indonesian Textile Association. On behalf of API, I also would like to give our warm greeting to distinguished delegates of Ethiopia and to all the participants present today. Indonesia is a home to an upstream to downstream integrated textile industry. Not only that, it is integrated. Indonesian textile industry is also proven to be one of the country's labor-intensive industry, which contribute hugely on its employment rates in 2020. Textile industry employment more than 3.96 million. At the same time, textile industry also contribute on the country's economic growth with export value about 10.66 billion US dollar, import value at 7.25 billion US dollar, and generate Indonesian foreign exchange as much as 3.41 billion US dollar. Textile industry in Indonesia is one of the sector made as the country's main priority. While the COVID-19 pandemic suppressed its performance, the industry has proven itself to be more than capable to rise up on the third quarter 2020, and on the main factor is integrated structure from upstream to downstream, consisting all the from fiber making to apparel industry. In this slide, shown in the general profile of our industry from fiber making, spinning, weaving, dyeing, printing, finishing, garment, and other textile industry. There are 43 fiber making companies with total producing capacity about 3.76 million tons a year. In the spinning sector, there are 294 industries with total production capacity among 3.25 million tons a year and generated to foreign exchange value 940 million US dollar. In the weaving and dyeing, printing, finishing sector, which consists of at least 1540 companies and more than 131,000 small and medium enterprises. In the apparel or garment industry, it consists of 2995 large companies and 407,000 SMEs with producing capacity amount 2.18 million tons a year and export value as much as 6.88 billion US dollar. Last, the other textile product industry, such as carpet, rugs industry, consists of 765 companies with producing capacity reaching 0.59 tons a year. On this slide, I'm showing you the growth of textile industry. The experienced negative growth on the second quarter of 2020, reaching minus 8.72% growth. And while on the third quarter in industry grow positively as much as 2.97%. Its export value on 2020 reached 10.66 billion US dollar and import value at 7.25 billion US dollar. These values are 17% and 22%. That's less than they were on 2019, respectively, with the industry balance of trade values also declined by 1.6%. The main export commodity of the Indonesian textile is apparel, which contributes as much as 66.2% of the total export value, with the main export destination countries being USA, Japan, Germany, South Korea, Australia, China, and Canada. The slide shows how the integrated structure of Indonesian textile industry become its superiority, which contribute to its ability to stand amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, even experienced positive growth near the end of 2020. The aforementioned structure gave Indonesia a more flexibility control process, thus reducing supply chain risks and grant the industry a higher agility. In the West Java province, it's about 39.39% textile industry located in West Java area. And in Central Java, 23.46%, and DKI and Jawa Timur, as Java, is 13 and 20%. 12%. On the next slide, this profile of Indonesian textile factory. Sinar Para Taruna produce brocade fabric, sportwear, interior, and textile product in especially in brocade. And next is Bajatek. They produce various kind of denim, print fabric, print denim, and etc. And this next is Danarmas Group. They produce various kind of yarn made from polyester, viscose, rayon, etc. And Sipata Moda Indonesia, they produce a fabric fit for uniform, men or woman, fit for brocades, fabric, lace, hijab, and personal protective equipment and mask, surgical gown, and etc. And hijab also the produce of Sipata Moda, and the Sipatek, you can find a product of Sipatek from uniform, both a man or woman, fit for tents, and outdoor equipment and curtains. That's will be all for me. I sincerely hope that this presentation provide you with a broad view of Indonesian textile industry to delegates of Ethiopia. Thank you so much for your attention. Good afternoon.
Thank you for your presentation, Mr. Rizal. So Mr. Rizal is from the Textile Association in Indonesia. So if there is an investor in Ethiopia, they want to look for textile products, you guys can look for Mr. Rizal. Yeah, Mr. Rizal, maybe you can send the contact in the chat box after that.
Okay, thank you.
Let me check to Mr. Asefa. Mr. Asefa Genet is, all right, you're already there. Hi, we are looking for you. Yeah, Mr. Asefa from Ethiopian Leather
Good evening, everybody.
Association. Yes, good afternoon.
Good evening. Okay, you hear me? Good evening.
Yeah, good afternoon in here.
Okay, good afternoon in Indonesia. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, let me start to thank you, all of you, for the presentation here today. I would like to appreciate also the ambassador to Ethiopia in Indonesia and all of you from West Java province. When we start about leather industry, first we have to just talk about Ethiopia. We are in East Africa, and you know, Addis Ababa is the capital of the African Union, and we have also very nice coffee in Ethiopia, as you know. Next to that, we have also the largest cattle population in Africa. We have around 54 million cattle and about 25 million sheep, and 23 million goat population in Ethiopia. We have about 28 leather tanneries. In terms of tanneries, we have about 28 tanneries, and from the tanneries, there are the biggest ones from local owners and from foreign direct investment. We have Chinese, Taiwanese, Indians. There are some tanneries also biggest in local, as you know. Peter's also has the biggest tannery factory in Ethiopia. We have also the Leather Industries Development Institute. Maybe this one is the biggest also in Africa. Our government give very good attention to the industry. And from this industry, we have the training school for leather and leather products, certification of products, and there's model tannery and laboratory test. In addition, there is the research and development in the leather industry in Ethiopia. Also in the universities in Ethiopia, there is a leather technology institutions, and there are also the leather product institutes in Ethiopia. In terms of the leather industry, yes, we are not exporting the raw hide and skin, because most of Indonesians expect the raw hide and skin from Ethiopia. But this time, the Ethiopia government allows us to export the semi-processed products like wet glue and pickle from Ethiopia. We have sheep, goat, and cow skin for process in Ethiopia. We don't have horse or so hello, you hear me? No?
Mr. Asrefa, I think your connection.
Okay. Now it's okay?
Yes, now it's much better.
Okay, so we are working on the semi-process, on the finished laser and laser products. We have a very good production in the glove laser, in the sheepskin. We are famous also, you know, in Ethiopia. We have a very good sheepskin for glove laser and for sheep upper laser. We have also goat skin. We have the best origin. Ethiopia, we have the best origin for goat sweat laser. So in our case, maybe we export, our export mainly concerned in Asian countries like China. We have the biggest sales in China, to Vietnam, to England, and to India. Now we are hoping to extend our export to Indonesia. Also, this is a very big market, especially for globing laser, as far as we know. And we need to have a very good relation with Java, the West Java province in the laser industry. For anything you want, you can contact us, the Ethiopia Laser Industries Association. For today, I have this. Thank you very much. Maybe if I have time, I want to invite my colleague interrupted maybe minutes before. Is that okay? Let's finish.
Yes.
Yes.
Muslim, come back. Are you hearing me, please? Okay.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Yes. Yes. Muslim, come back. Muslim, you want to come back? If it is possible, if we have time, let him finish the presentation that interrupted. Is that okay?
Yes.
Mr. Asrefa.
Yes. Muslim, come back to the stage.
Muslim, possible, if we have time, let. Is that okay? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Your time is already up.
Come to little.
I think we shall continue with the next presentation.
Shall I continue, please?
Sorry?
I invite Mr. Muslim.
For the rest of presentation.
I think the connection is not that good and time is already finished.
We hear from you. We hear from you.
Yes. Yeah. That's continue.
Yes, possible. Okay. Okay. Yes. Just starting from the introduction part. I would like to take.
We shall continue to the next presentation. Okay. The next we have talked about textile. We have talked about the other industry. Now we are move on to the tour and travel agencies.
Okay.
Next, we have a presentation by the Association of the Indonesian Tour and Travel Agencies. Is there any representative from the ASITA? Tour and Travel Association. Oh, I saw Mr.
Yes.
Budi Ardiansyah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Mr. Budi, 10 minutes. The time is yours.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for the time for us. His Excellency Ambassador of the Ethiopia for Indonesia, and also the Ambassador of Indonesia for Ethiopia, and also our distinguished guests. Good afternoon for all. First of all, thank you for the government of West Java that has inviting us today for presenting the tourism of West Java and a little bit about Asita. Let me do the screen share.
The chairman Ashita.
Okay. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Budi Ardiansyah. I'm the chairman of the ASITA West Java chapter. ASITA itself is the acronym of the Indonesian Association of the Indonesian Tours and Travel Agency. So what is
Mr. Budi, are you there? Hello, Mr. Budi Ardiansyah. I think something.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry for the connection.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Come back.
Okay. Let me continue. So we are now celebrating our 50th anniversary because we established as 1971. This is our golden anniversary, and the ASITA itself is including all Indonesia. So we are spreading out Indonesia from the Aceh in Sumatra, and then the whole Java, the whole Kalimantan, Sulawesi, and also to Papua, Bali, Nusa Tenggara Barat, Nusa Tenggara Timur, and also Maluku until Indonesia. So our membership, we have the full membership, and then also the associate members and the honorary members. And our members actually is a company, not person, but company. We have now run 7,500 run in all Indonesia, our members.
Mr. Budi Ardiansyah, I think your screen share is stopped. So we need you to share your
screen. Let me check again. Okay, can you see the slide?
Not yet.
Okay.
Maybe you can try to reconnect.
Yeah, try again. Okay. Can you see the slide now?
It's not here yet. Yes, okay. We can see it now.
All right, okay. So I continue again. Now about the ASITA in West Java. In West Java, we have around 760 members in the whole Jawa Barat or West Java. It is in Bandung Raya, and also we have also the chapters in Cianjur, and then Puncak, Bogor, Depok, Bekasi, until Pangandaran. Yeah. So in all cities and counties in West Java, we have our representative. And our business classifications members, we have members who play in ticket sales, and also we do the domestic tour, we do the inbound tour, which is to help the government to increase the number of tourists come to Indonesia. And then we do also outbound tours, Umrah and Hajj also, and MICE and mix. Yeah, I mean that mix. Here we also do the studies, yeah, and then also the transportation and etc. Okay, the role of travel agency to Indonesia tourism is first of course to improving tourist visit to Indonesia. And this is our responsibility to help the government to improving number of tourists coming to Indonesia. And then role at the national, regional, international level through tourism trade and expo. And then also we do the exploration and creating new destination. So we help the government to explore and creating the new destination in every chapter, in every province. And educate member for the awareness and of expanding business in inbound tour. So now we try to make our members as more as possible, as more as we can to ask them to do the inbound tour, so we can support government better. Now, I want to explain about the West Java tourism. So it's told by our governor that West Java has more beautiful landscape. It's not only a landscape, actually, we have many things in West Java. So why? You have to travel to West Java. First of all, it's sightseeing, because West Java offers the best emerging creative city and art in Indonesia. Nature also, and then all landscape and green city of West Java. The second is people and culture. The culture of the people in West Java is very friendly towards foreigner, not only for foreigner actually, between us also. We are very friendly. That's why foreigners who come here, they always like stay and feel the friendliness of the West Java people. And the third is a shopping paradise. We also have many shopping places, nice, comfortable place to buy things, usually branded items, from the lower prices until the most expensive we have. So we have the like the factory outlet until shopping mall we have. And then also the food. West Java is a heaven for food lovers. We have many culinary tourism in West Java. So please come and you can find such a variety of watering dishes to suit your tasted from Indonesian to Indian cuisine. Many actually. We also have Japanese, Chinese, Thai, and then of course the traditional Sundanese food is also, we have many food here. Transportation is also very variety in West Java. So we can try many transport during the visit to West Java. The next is accommodation. We have the various class of accommodation from the 1-star until the 5-star we have, especially in Bandung. And this is also important for you to know that how to get to West Java. First is by train. So you can get train from Jakarta, the capital of Indonesia, or other city. There are many. So in the whole Java, you can take train from each other. You can take a train from Jakarta and also from Yogyakarta, or even from Surabaya. It's easier to reach Bandung. From Jakarta itself, only 3 hours. Take train, and the other is by car. It is now also very easy because we have the toll road from Jakarta to Indonesia and the whole Java as well. You can drive even through the Puncak. Yeah, Puncak is a very beautiful place. Yeah, with the tea plantation in West Java. So you can drive from Jakarta to Bandung via Puncak. So, okay, and then also by plane or flight, you can take a plane from airport in Bandung. We have the Hussein Sastra Negara International Airport, and we also have the Majalengka, the West Java International Airport, Kertajati. You can fly also from Singapore or Kuala Lumpur.
Pak Budi, your time is 1 minute left.
Okay. So this is the tourism map of West Java. You can see that from Jakarta it's very easy to reach to Java. Now we can see. Now I just make this because of the time. I just make it a little bit short. Now this is Bandung. This is the Gedung Sate. You have to come. This is a beautiful landmark. Tangguan Perahu, the legend mountain in West Java. You see that this is Dusun Bambu. See the getaway at Dusun Bambu. It's very beautiful and nice. Wat crater in the Sultan of Bandung is also very popular for tourists. The amazing tea plantation, we have one also in Lembang and also in Ciwidey. The Maribaya waterfalls and pine forest. And then can see the craft in Tasikmalaya. You can buy Keba umbrellas and also embroidery. Bogor, this is the Palace of Bogor and also the Botanical Garden. The big botanical garden in the world. Safari Garden in Puncak. This is, I talked to you before, the Puncak. And Nusantara Garden, Cibodas. The Pangandaran Beach. This is near the Central Java. They also have the airport there, yeah, but also a small plane. Or if not, you can drive at around 5 hours from Bandung to Pangandaran. This is a very beautiful beach. Okay, that's all I think. But of course, that I hope that after the COVID, maybe the people of Ethiopia can come visit Indonesia and also the West Java. We hope maybe later, like Pak Taufik said, we can have a direct flight from Addis Ababa to Kertajati. We hope so. So it's easier for you to visit West Java. Okay, I think that's all that I can present for today. I hope the information is enough and to see to open your mind about beautiful West Java and the tourism spot in West Java. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Budi Alyansyah. I totally agree with you that West Java has a lot of tourism place to offer. We have from the live crater, tree plantation, from mountain to beach area in Pangandaran is my favorite, and as well as Bandung, of course, the Paris of Java. So next, let's see what Ethiopia tourism has to offer. The next on stage is Mr. Nahom Atmasu, President of Ethiopia Tour Operator Association. Please welcome on stage, Mr. Nahom Atmasu.
Yes, hello. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Just to introduce myself, before that, I would like to give my gratitude to the governor of West Java province and Ambassador Admasu, Ambassador of Ethiopia in Jakarta, and excellencies and honorable participants from both countries, from Jakarta, Indonesia, and Ethiopia. So my name is Nahom Admasu. Even though I'm from an association, Tour Operators Association, but all in all, I'm representing Ethiopia and its tourism potentials and its activities about it. So I would like to share my screen with pictures, and then I'll narrate behind about the potentials, the uniqueness, the activities of tourism in Ethiopia. So if you allow me a few moments just to share the pictures. Okay. Yeah. So at the beginning, a little bit of a general overview of Ethiopia is mentioned by the different participants of the different sectors. So on the tourism sector, Ethiopia is one of the biggest countries in Africa, and also if you compare it with other European countries, it's bigger than England and Spain combined, and it's the second populous nation in Africa, next to Nigeria. And the good thing about Ethiopia and its potential on tourism is that it is the leading nation in terms of World Heritage sites, be it tangible and intangible, having 9 tangible World Heritage sites, cultural and historical, and 4 intangible cultural heritage. And apart from that, we also have 6 biodiversities under UNESCO protection. A bit of a highlight about the uniqueness of Ethiopia is that it is the only country to have its own calendar and its own alphabets. Currently, we are on the 2013. So you can imagine how 7+ years late than what the other world is following. So this means that if you ever plan to come to Ethiopia, you'll be that much younger from now. And the other is it's one of the only country that is never colonized, and it's also called the symbol of freedom because of its contribution for other African nations for their freedoms. So the story is long, but this is one of its names. To give you names for Ethiopia is, one is the symbol of freedom. It's a birthplace of coffee. It's also called the roof of Africa because more than 40% of the high altitude mountains in Africa are found in Ethiopia. And about its landscapes, since it's highly elevated mountainous country, all the rivers in Ethiopia cross international borders. So all the rivers are outflowing to other countries, but no river is flowing into Ethiopia. So it also shows, confirms that this name for the roof of Africa. And the other is because of the streaming rivers crossing international borders, it's also called the water tower of East Africa. Mainly it's because of the Blue Nile River, 85% of the total water volume. Yes.
Mr. Naop, I'm seeing the picture of the Ethiopia. Are you sharing your presentation slide picture? What we see here is the picture of the Ethiopian landscape. Are you sharing the presentation slide or the image?
No, I'm sharing the image, and then behind, I'm sharing the background facts about the tourism potentials.
Or do you have the?
I'm just adding the picture. I'm just adding the picture instead of putting my face on the screen.
Oh, I see. All right. Okay. You're good. Please continue.
All right.
Yes, sure. Please continue. Your time is 2 minutes.
Okay, good. So having all these potentials, Ethiopia provides more or less all types of tourism activities, be it historical, cultural, adventure, ornithology or bird watching, paragliding and photographic expeditions, hiking and trekking, and also different sport activities. And one that I haven't mentioned about the uniqueness is the different pilgrimages are made to within Ethiopia and from Ethiopia as well. So one is that I would like to mention is the Hijra. It's one of the Hijra destinations. The first Hijra in the world was made from Mecca to Ethiopia by the relatives and followers of the Prophet Muhammad from Mecca to Ethiopia. So that is a big potential for those who are passing through Ethiopia to Mecca, setting up a footstep to this first mosque in Africa, which is Al-Najashi Mosque. That is very historical and a base for all the Muslim societies in all over the world. So that is one thing. In Ethiopia, apart from Al-Najashi, there are 3 different spots to name. One is Sof Umar, which is 2 days from Addis Ababa. There is a celebration twice a year. And the other is Dire Sheikh Hussein. It's also 3 days from Addis Ababa. So these 3 places are worth visiting whoever wants to make a pilgrim on their annual celebration day. And another is, I would like to mention Harar. Harar is the 4th holy city in the world for the Muslim community as well. And it's also given a Peace Prize in 2005. The picture you saw is a mosque in Harar. And for the peaceful coexistence of all religions and all societies together within that small
Mr.
world
Nahome, I think your sound
city.
is missing.
Sayangnya putus-putus.
Okay, I think we lost Mr. Nahome. Let's wait for a while then. After this, we will go on with the Q&A session. As I mentioned earlier, the Q&A session can be asked in Indonesian language and English.
Sorry. Am I done with my minutes or shall I proceed a few more minutes?
Yeah, so I guess, well, while we are waiting, oh, Mr. Nahome, are you back? Yeah. We can see you here.
Tuh, udah ada pertanyaan.
You are on mute. I think you need to unmute yourself. Yes.
Yeah, I think my connection is interrupting. So just to wind up a few basic factors about the current conditions of the tourism activities. Ethiopia is one of the 13 or 14 African countries to obtain the safe travel stamp from WTTC. And it's not simply that we Ethiopia earned this; it's done its obligations and what it has, all the obligatory things. And with Ethiopian Airlines, Ethiopia and Indonesia can combinedly work on tourism potentials with Ethiopia and to promote both countries' opportunities, not only on tourism but also other activities. Even though Ethiopia's major tourist generating countries are Europeans and Americans and from Middle East, is I can firmly say, to boost up the combined effort and promote the 2 countries' potential activities. And the visa facilities have also been improved to from going door to door. They have created an online facilitation so that anyone who wish to come to Ethiopia, all these bureaucracies are minimized in a modern digital way. So we also work with Tourism Ethiopia, Ministry of Culture and Tourism, and other associations and embassies to promote Ethiopia and its potentials, and to share what Ethiopia has to offer for the outside world, the known and the unknown good parts of Ethiopia. Hopefully, this moment will not be the end. It's just the beginning of the end. So I humbly appreciate all the participants and coordinators.
Mr. Home. Okay, I think it's a great thank you speech from Mr. Nahome as well. Is he back yet? Or maybe we can continue with the Q&A session. Lastly, thank you for all of the panelists with their great insight and massive business opportunity. We have talked from pharmaceutical to textile to leather, tourism and gold mining as well. We hope that with this business matching event, we can explore more about both of our countries. Now we'll continue with the Q&A session. The participant can ask any question in regards of the topic in Indonesian language or English. Let's get started with the first question. Is there anyone want to ask?
Mungkin bisa baca yang dari chat itu.
All right, I have the first question from PT Sipatek Putri Lestari to Mr. Ayele. Could you please help to provide information about the textile type fabrics which you produce and export? Mr. Ayele, please turn on your microphone. Is Mr. Ayele available?
Kalau agak terganggu dengan kondisi, nanti kita ada yang panggil siapa menjawab siapa dari kita yang
Or
karena beberapa sudah live juga.
yes, maybe Mr. Ambassador, you want to answer the question?
I have a question, Pak.
Can we back to the question? The chat box question.
Yes, may I have a question to Excellency Mr. Ambassador? Yes, from Taufik. Halo, Bu Noneng. Boleh bertanya untuk Pak Duta Besar? Halo. Boleh bertanya untuk Pak Duta Besar, Pak, Bu?
Silakan Pak Taufik, silakan.
Yes, thank you for your time. Excellency, Mr. Ambassador, may I have a short question about the possibility if we have a direct flight from Addis Ababa to Kertajati? That's the first question. We have also a memorandum of understanding between West Java province with Garuda Indonesia. So maybe we can introduce the flight, especially cargo flight from or passenger flight from Addis Ababa to Kertajati, the new international airport in West Java. And the second one about the promoting the sister province between one province or regional province in Ethiopia and West Java province. Maybe is it possible? If is it possible, maybe you can share what province that similar with West Java province. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much. It's a very interesting question. Well, Ethiopian Airlines has already started flying to Jakarta. The flight started before 2 years. We are flying 3 times in a week. And also we have a cargo service. Our cargo service is flying 4 times in a week. So it's a direct flight from Jakarta to Addis Ababa by Ethiopian Airlines. Well, Ethiopian Airlines is connecting not only Indonesia with Ethiopia, it's connecting Africa with Indonesia as well as Southeast Asia. So we are flying to Singapore, Malaysia, Manila, China, and many cities, Korea, and also Japan. It's a well-known airline. And also we are connecting Southeast Asia to Africa and then South America. We are also flying to Brazil and Argentina. Now our cargo takes goods and items from Indonesia to South America, all the way across Africa. So definitely we have a direct flight, and it's only 9 hours flight from Jakarta. Still, because of the commencement of Ethiopian Airlines flight, the trade and investment relationship between Africa and Indonesia has improved a lot. So we will be very happy also, I think, to fly to Bandung, definitely also to Bali and other places. We are trying to scale up our flight. For example, you see Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, especially Addis Ababa, is not only the capital city of Ethiopia, it's also the political capital city of Africa. It is the third city with a very huge diplomatic community. The first one is New York, the second one is Geneva, the third one is Addis Ababa. So there are so many tourists from Addis Ababa that wish to come to Indonesia. Almost they are coming now for honeymoon, for example, to Bali, even to Bandung, they are coming. So I think the only important thing is simply to exchange information so that we can increase the number of tourists that are coming from Africa, Addis Ababa to Indonesia, as well as from here, the number of tourists is increasing from time to time. Ethiopia is a very ancient country. We do have so many tourist attraction sites, historical sites, wild animals. It's a very huge potential. So we can collaborate in that area also by connecting travel agents. The sister province,
Yes.
definitely we tried. You see, we came here last year in order to connect the Bandung city with Harar city. And I had a discussion with the mayor last year, because Harar is the fourth holy place for the Muslim in the world. It's a very ancient city. There are more than 100 mosques in one city. It's surrounded by a wall, so it's a very special city, but it's not. It's one autonomous state also, a city state. So with last year, we already started discussing with the mayor of Bandung. Definitely, we will continue that one. And now, just we wish also to extend it to the province level now. The Bandung province. It's a very good idea. We will take the idea and simply we will start working in order to establish sister province or sister state in Ethiopia. We do have 9 regional states in Ethiopia, federal states, and 2 special cities. Definitely, we will start working on that one. It's a very good proposal. Thank you very much for the proposal.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ambassador.
Thank you very much, Mr. Taufik. Hope that answered the question. Now we shall continue to the next question from Muhammad Alwi. Undaman Ahmad Sako, after this forum, is it possible to still get in touch with participants of this forum? For example, like making a WhatsApp group so we can share ideas related to the business opportunity of West Java and Ethiopia.
Nanti gabung. Iya, nanti kita Pak Muhammad ya? Pak Muhammad Alwi. Nanti kita coba buat ya Bu Ani ya. Satu grup WA antara ya. Pak Muhammad Alwi ini masih ada?
So I think the answer is yes. We will create.
Yes.
WhatsApp group.
Hello.
I can respond.
Belum.
I think
yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Oh, ada.
My name is Muhammad Alwi. I am a rattan manufacturer. Hulu Nagar Salam.
Yes, Mr.
Salam.
Oh.
Who is he?
Actually, I have a customer from Ethiopia.
Oh.
Okay.
We are selling. We call it in Ethiopian a kezera. Rattan kezera. Rattan walking stick.
Oh, walking sticks.
Yes, we've been this about 2 years until today. We are exporting about the Selesai per containers and 1 or 2 containers every 2 months. Yeah. So we are interesting also in exporting another rattan products, especially like basketry, rattan furnitures. Maybe we would like, maybe if you can share, Mr. Ambassador, the possibility and the opportunity, the demands of rattan furnitures from Ethiopia. Thank you very much.
So he's saying
Okay, Pak Muhammad
if there's
Alwi.
a possibility to export another rattan product to Ethiopia.
Export?
Yes, as in from Indonesia send to Ethiopia another rattan products.
Rattan
is the
Okay, it's good. The first issue related to the WhatsApp group is a very good idea. So I think we should follow up our meeting today, our discussion, so that at the end of the day we can have a very concrete result. For that one, I think forming a WhatsApp group is very important. So we will form a group and then we will communicate. Well, as you know, this is not the end. This is the beginning. So this is a process. So we wish to see the outcome, the concrete outcome. So for that purpose, it would be very important to communicate, to follow up. So immediately within now the staff here in the province and also our staff in the embassy, the Jakarta embassy, together with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Ethiopia, and also together with all presenters and participants, simply we will form a group and we will follow up. The other one is definitely the objective of this virtual business meeting is to exchange information and to know each other. So we are now in the process of B2B matching activities, connecting investors, traders, so that they can work together. So I'm sure when we form this WhatsApp group and when we communicate, definitely there are so many opportunities, there are so many things to export from here to Ethiopia. Pharmaceuticals, for example, we say we import 80% of our pharmaceuticals, we only produce 20%. And also as other items, there are possibilities. And also there are a lot of potentials to import from Ethiopia. Now what I see is most of the time Indonesians, they import a lot of agricultural products, Ethiopian products, but not from Ethiopia. Either it is from India or Dubai. So why not we directly be connected and make a trade? So even Ethiopia, for example, we import palm oil, sometimes not directly from Indonesia, but from Dubai, from the third party. So when we do that one, there are problems in the quality and other things. So I think this exchange of information and connecting directly our investors and traders would benefit both societies. So that is what we are trying. Definitely there are different opportunities and we will continue that one to explore.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ambassador. Indeed, a very bold move by Mr. Ambassador to create a WhatsApp group. And to the participant, this is not the end, but this is the beginning of our collaboration. I believe in that one also. Move on to the next question. Will be from from Sion Alem Mayehu. Question: we are leather products manufacturers in Addis Ababa, and what is the possibilities of exporting our product to your area? I haven't heard much about the leather product interest from Indonesia. To the facilitators, would you please address this question to the right person on our behalf? I think the right person will be Bu Neneng.
Ada yang dari Irak nggak boleh? Pada Bu Rini nggak? Ada ya? Bu Rini,
we are
can answer the question.
Bu Rini,
yeah.
Okay, we are looking for Ibu Rini from Indah, the right person to answer the question. Please.
Maybe I can answer you about the leather product from Ethiopia. We also here invited importers for the leather products, importers from outside. Maybe we can have another meeting, I think, that discusses detail about the trading between Ethiopia and West Java. I think me and Mr. Rahel from Ethiopia will have another meeting after this, so we can have much more detail on the trading part. As for the leather, I think there are a lot of possibilities for the Ethiopian part. to import here to export from Ethiopia to West Java. We have a lot of products that made from leather, and we don't have much for
Raw materials.
Yeah, for raw materials in leather. I think there is a good opportunity about it.
And we have many company about leather
Yes.
in Garut.
Yeah, we have a lot of companies that made products from leather in one of our agency in Garut, and we also we're looking forward for the trading in leather products.
We can connect
Right.
keep to the
Yes, we can connect the export the leather company from Ethiopia to our company here in Indonesia in West Java.
Rahel, and also Rahel knows, yeah, she can respond.
Rahel, Miss Rahel, you want to respond to the question as well? We're inviting Miss Rahel from the Ethiopia embassy to answer the question as well.
Okay, Mrs. Seong, thank you for the question. So regarding leather here, we have been trying to explore what the potential is here in Indonesia, especially for import. So in terms of tannery, wet glue, shipping pulp, pickle, and also press is very much needed here, and especially because of the quality. They like the Ethiopian quality, but if you are not engaged in the tannery processing, maybe if you are producing leather, semi-finished and finished leather, two blocks are also needed here. So you can contact us further. We will also give you direct information from the importers here.
So I hope that's answer your question, Ms. Sion. I read the data that Ethiopia ranks number 7 in the global livestock population. Very strong in raw hides and skin, as well as finished leather, which the export value around 70 million US dollar. And it's very huge amount. And we in Indonesia, we are also famous for doing a craftsmanship using the leather or finished goods leather. So I believe this will be a good collaboration between the exporter of the leather from Ethiopia and we Indonesia as the importer and use the leather for another item. So thank you for your time. We shall continue to the next question. It's it's a question from Kadin, Jawa Barat to Ambassador of Ethiopia. I'm from Kadin, Jawa Barat, which is in the healer industry. The question is, what can we collaborate in the agro-technology, especially the machine and the tools? The machine to, what's that? Or the machine to, so basically it's a question, what can we collaborate between the Kadin and the Ethiopia governor to process the machine and the agri-foods in Indonesia?
Okay, okay.
And what kind of machine and technology that we can collaborate?
Okay. It's a very good question. Well, especially with the Chamber of Commerce, with the Indonesian Chamber of Commerce, Kadin, we have already signed the MOU and we are working together. We wish to scale up this one also to this province, to Bandung, to West Java province. The other area is definitely in the area of agro processing. There is a very huge potential. There are agricultural products in Ethiopia, but we failed to add value for our agricultural products. Relatively, Indonesia is much better, in a better position by adding value to its agricultural products. There are so many startups, and we see so many cooperatives working in Indonesia. We have also seen so many small machineries and equipments. So in that aspect, we can collaborate a lot. We do have the products. In the Indonesian side, you have the machineries, you have the knowledge, and also the capital. I think if we join hands, we can benefit our both societies. So that is the area where we are focusing. Agro processing. Indonesia is much better than Ethiopia in the area of agro processing. You do have small equipments, you do have the knowledge. For example, Indomie. So Indofood. Indomie is very popular in Ethiopia. So there is a company also there. In the area of coffee, for example, Ethiopia is the home place of coffee Arabica. The birthplace of coffee Arabica is Ethiopia. So we don't add value. Simply we sell the raw coffee, and Starbucks and other companies they add value and they sell the coffee. In the area of, for example, oil seeds, sesame, simply we export the sesame product and buy back the oil. So why not we establish this oil refinery? So there are so many opportunities, and there are so many needs. The only thing is to exchange information and to join hands in order to benefit our society. So definitely we will work with Kadin, West Java, and as a follow-up, we can meet after a month, or simply what to take from this business meeting and what to take forward in order to really collaborate and work together.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ambassador. Hope that answered the question. Now we will continue to the last Q&A session. Move on to the last question will be, where is we can get any information for Ethiopia export regulation for wood products? So I think the question is for the Ethiopia side.
Yes, I think there are informations. We will provide you the information. We know that even from central Java, from Yogyakarta, there is an export of furniture to Ethiopia. There are so many exports of wood and also furnitures. I think we will give you the detailed information. Noka, our ambassador, and Mr. Alamayo, who is responsible for the business, and Israel is around. So definitely we will give you the detailed information about that one.
Okay, I hope that answered the question. So the final answer will close our Q&A session. Further detail of the discussion can be made by contact through INDAP, Industri Perdagangan, or as known as Department of Trade and Industry of West Java. We will now hear a closing remark to close the business event, and let me give it back to the host. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Vicky Susanto, for leading the insightful presentation and discussion session today. And distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and all participants, to close our forum today, we will have closing statements. The first closing statement will be delivered by the Ambassador of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia. Please welcome His Excellency Professor Ademasu Segaye.
And I would like to thank everybody for a very just good discussion and exchange of information and idea. Especially, I would like to thank His Excellency Mr. Redwan Kamil, Governor of West Java province. Yesterday, we had a very good discussion. We have exchanged views and ideas how to strengthen our trade, investment, tourism, and the peoples-to-peoples relationship. Well, first of all, I think the very important thing is cultural relationship, peoples-to-peoples relationship. Unless and otherwise, we build trust between the two societies, between Ethiopians and Indonesians. We can hardly talk of trade and investment. So to know each other, to trust each other is very important, and we will focus on that one simultaneously. Really, we have Ethiopians from the university. They studied at different Indonesian universities. Now some of them are back. So we are asking them now to establish academic and research collaboration, student exchange, staff exchange. So in such a way, we can increase our people's relationship, cultural relationship. At the end of the day, we will build a trust, and then definitely we will facilitate trade and investment and tourism relationship. I would like to thank His Excellency Mr. Redwan for his visionary thoughts and ideas that he provided us yesterday. And also, I would like to thank from the Ethiopian side those participants and presenters, Mr. Solomon Nuguse, Deputy Director of Ethiopian Pharmaceuticals Supply Agency, Mr. Abdullah from Ethiopian Food and Drug Authority, Ms. Ierus, also from Investment, and also Mr. Abraham from Addis Ababa Chamber of Commerce. And also I would like to thank His Excellency Ambassador Ababi Demise, Director General of Foreign Investment and Technology Transfer. From Indonesian side, there are many. My colleague here, Ms. Noneng, Head of Investment Board of West Java, and also from the investment, from the chair of Kadin of West Java, and also all the presenters. We have really very much satisfied, and we gathered so many information from the present this business forum that will take us forward in order to strengthen our trade, investment, and tourism relationship. This, as I mentioned, this should not be the end. This is a beginning. We have to take forward what we have discussed here. And in the future also, we are planning to bring all African embassies here in Bandung, really to discuss how we can connect Indonesia with Africa within the Bandung spirit. So that is what we are trying to do. So again, thank you very much for all staff members who have been involved from our embassy in Jakarta, from the West Java Governor Office, from Kadin, from Tourism Commission, and definitely from Ethiopia, different offices. Thank you very much. I wish a very good working relationship, communication, and I'm sure that we will take this discussion to the higher level. Thank you very much.
Thank you, His Excellency Professor. It was such a clear closing statement. And ladies and gentlemen, the last closing statement will be delivered by the Head of Cooperation Division, Governmental and Regional Autonomy Bureau, Ms. Ani Widiani. The stage is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everybody, Bapak dan Ibu. First of all, I represent the head of Government and Regional Autonomy Bureau. Would like to say thank you very much to all parties whom done organize this event. This event brings hopes amid pandemic that impact our economic condition. However, through this forum, we prove that we have large number of opportunities to recover our economies, to bring welfare for everybody globally. I would also thank you very much for all attending. Follow this event from the beginning till the end. We appreciate it very much. Since the main points of discussion have generally been covered by the moderator in the conclusion, by bringing the spirit of collaboration, my key point here is to support the stakeholders for bringing our attempt into the next level of trading partnership, especially with Ethiopian country, as the main gate of African countries. After the Greece event done, we will follow up to one-on-one meeting if needed. That will be arranged later on. And West Java Trade and Industry Agency and West Java Chamber of Commerce will follow up and monitor this one-on-one meeting. If there is an export or import that occurs through this business matching, we will be very glad to be invited to celebrate this success. If there is still any questions, please don't be hesitate to contact us. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, finally, I hope you will be having a successful business, benefits, and bring an economic recovery impact for both countries. Also, stay productive during this pandemic by following the health protocol. Again, thank you very much for all of you for your kind attention. See you in another chance. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ani Widiani, for the closing statement. And distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all participants, before we completely end our event, I would like to invite all participants to have a group photo session virtually. So please look at your camera and then please show your best smile. I will count from 1 until 3. Are you ready? I guess you have been already. 1, 2, 3. All right, one more time. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, that's enough. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have already completed our event today. Thank you for your participation of this incredible event. We do really hope that both parties can extend a perfect cooperation to recover economic condition. Stay healthy and stay safe. We wish you a great day. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having us. A great day, all of you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.